Every booking is golden, you see. Perfect cards crafted for you and me. Yeah, the best guys, Tony Khan is true. Triple cup, best damn booker in the land. 3 red cups stacked up, always in command. Triple cup, living legend of the fight. Just a call away from making it right. Never see him back hard, no way. Got the whole roster locked in for the day. A Crimson Tower, modern art. Triple cup, triple cup. Every booking is golden, you see. Perfect cards crafted for you and me. Yeah, the best guys, Tony Khan is true. Triple cup, best damn booker in the land. 3 red cups stacked up, always in command. Triple cup, living legend of the fight. Just a call away from making it right. Never see him back hard, no way. Got the whole roster locked in for the day. A Crimson Tower, modern art. Triple cup, triple cup.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another eclectic edition of PWT Live Show. Yeah, I am your host, the infallible Phil Marks. We're starting the Phil L. Marks. The L is for late.
Fucking Mark!
I was recording a podcast for you guys that I'm going to try and get out before WrestleMania because there is some juice and some tea, baby. But yeah, we went a little late. I had someone on the show who's got boots on the ground in Vegas right now, who's got tickets to night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. And we talk about that and a whole lot more. I'm going to try and drop all that. Shout out to everybody for tuning in. We're a little late. It's a chill stream. We got AEW news and we got what's it called again? We got some WWE news and we got FTR's ripping and rhyming right now. We got WWE news, Dynamite Spring Breakthroughs on, and we got a little mini Dave Meltzer dumb moment of the week. You guys let me know. I think he stooged the fucking ending of this Darby match. I think they're kind of alluding to it a little too hard. How are you all doing? I'm doing well. I didn't watch Invincible. You guys don't care about me, but just quickly, I didn't watch Invincible last week, so I'm pumped because I got 2 in a row, and I intentionally did it. Once I went like 4 days, I was like, fuck it, I'll just wait the rest of the week. And I also didn't watch Daredevil. So I'm going to watch Daredevil, then I'm going to watch Invincible after Dynamite. That'll be all good. We have a world title match we're going to watch together, and I'm not going to overstuff you guys with news again. I just recorded like a 2.5 hour long pod. So, we definitely got some. This buddy's talking about sickos. Right on. So, yeah, I appreciate you all for being here. Sorry if there's anybody who's like, where's my fucking show? And then you're off doing something else. I apologize. But yeah, what else? What else do we got to talk about? Not much. Let's just get into the AEW news, shall we? Because it does pertain to the main event. And what was I looking at here? Okay, yeah. So let's pull this up. What's chat saying? Daredevil, Invincible, The Boys. I didn't watch any of The Boys. I gotta binge all that. You know what they say about being late? If you're important, they'll wait. Exactly. So as everybody files in and is like, what the fuck? Phil is live tonight? Just making sure the X stream's up. Yes, it is up. Excellent. Okay. So, yeah, we are dropping TK Mark. Hello, all. MJF made the opening of the show, though. Yeah, so I watched the beginning of Dynamite. Like, I saw it all. I just wasn't on the air yet. I was stuffing some tortellini down my gullet quickly. And, yeah, let's get into it. Let's just get right into AEW news. There's no time to waste. I'm just realizing now I don't have coffee. God damn it. You guys want Chris Jericho while I get coffee? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into dun 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 Ichi Nissan da, because it is time for AEW news, ladies and gentlemen. And of course,
guys, Tony Khan.
You already know. So we're going to talk about the fallout from Dynasty a little bit. I already reviewed it, I think, on the member show. I'm not going to, there's nothing else I can say. Will Ospreay triggered everybody because he doesn't sell, and that's the biggest takeaway. Like, nobody gave a shit about Dynasty past Will Ospreay can't sell, which I think was a smart move. But then if they're going to change this title tonight with Darby and MJF, time cop, then like, why? You're not going to steal headlines. It's hot shot booking. They do like a 650,000 instead of a 750. Now they're going to switcheroo a title, possibly. I don't know, but I do like the fact that we really don't know who's going to win this fucking thing. I'll give them points on that. It is kind of crazy that they're just randomly booking this, but Dave Meltzer may have fucking stooged what's going to happen. But Dynasty, okay? Will Ospreay couldn't sell. That's all that really matters. And then this stuff that I'm going to talk about right now. Roderick Strong and OC, they had a mystery partner challenge the Dogs. So on Collision, the Dogs won the Trios titles. And it's like, okay, you sign a Trios from Nuge. They're in the Trios division. That's awesome. Perfect. All of a sudden, they fucking lose the titles to Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, and fucking Roderick Strong. Okay? And they lose the fucking titles to these guys at the pay-per-view, held them for like 2 days, or like, I guess it was taped, so 3 days or whatever, 4 days, 6, 7 days, I don't know, something like that. But hack jokes aside, yeah, I'm just not feeling the whole conglomeration. We're like a sitcom. It just doesn't work for any of the characters involved, other than maybe Orange Cassidy. So another travesty people were talking about, but the sickos were trying to put over as this is a good thing. He's Chris Jericho's putting over young talent. It's like, dude, Ricochet's 37. So what are you talking about? So he lost with a lion salt.
Spirit. Whoa. Told not to make the cover, but wait a second. Oh no. A lion salt.
And he loses. And it's like, I don't know. MJF winning is okay. Ospreay losing, fucking Jericho losing. That sort of shit is garbage, man. And then like the no selling, Jericho could have been putting Dom over at WrestleMania. That's absolutely something that was discussed. So I just don't know what the fuck they're thinking. They do all of that, bring him back to do an old WWE gimmick and have him lose to Fingershay, the guy everyone hates. Did that help Fingershay at all? No. Is it about helping Jericho? No, it's about giving the fans like a legend return. I don't know. Everybody thought he got paired up against Fingershay because he was going to fucking lose, or pardon me, win against Fingershay. That's what everybody anticipated. So I'm just not really sure what Tony's thinking with booking here. I don't know why you have Moxley beat Ospreay so that he can just get a win at Blood and Guts or whatever dumb shit you have planned. You have people kicking out of code breakers. You have people kicking out of fucking Jericho's moves are getting kicked out of and shit. It's just so stupid. And Gabe Kidd, well, actually, yeah, let's look at this here. So Jericho, like this guy's like, just because Jericho's older than everyone else on the roster, that doesn't mean Ricochet is a young talent. He's 37. And yeah, these, like, you have these sickos, man, being like doing his greatest hits gimmicks, hooping on pay-per-view, putting over younger talent. Drainmaker is brain damaged, you know? And so, speaking of being damaged, Gabe Kidd, we talked about the Dogs. The conglomeration was always supposed to win, so it's stupid. They couldn't have even kayfabed it. Brian Alvarez couldn't have been like, well, he got injured, so they decided in the ring. And so, yeah, the injury didn't cause the finish to change, but he dislocated his shoulder, and he should be back soon. And he was burying everyone again, and Gabe Kidd is just a travesty. Now, people were crying about Ospreay no selling shit, and it's true, they should be. He fucking stinks. He doesn't sell anything, and he's been the worst shit since his return. He's the worst thing on Dynamite every fucking show. I'm sorry, he has been. He just has been. And so Kenny Omega hits the one-winged angel, and what I loved about this spot in this match, although it's not like, you know, they're doing tombstones off into tables off the apron and shit. It's not my favorite match. I don't really care about, the devil descending into it's just cringe. But, he hits the one-winged angel, and I wrote, and it means so much more. The moment, the move, Omega's loss, and MJF's title reign, imagine that. This was the highlight to me. It was like a 15 count on the one-winged angel. MJF kicks out of it, but at like a 20 count. So he's the only other guy behind Ibushi who's ever kicked out of it. But did MJF really kick out of it? That suits his character really well. That suits him really well. It suits the moment really well. That was my biggest takeaway from Dynasty. Everything else was like, it could have been called Battle of the Belts, and who really gives a fuck? And I thought that was actually smart by TK, because, okay, you're going to sell this pay-per-view to the roughly 80 to 100,000 sickos who will buy it. We'll go over some numbers in a second, but you're already going to sell it to them. So it's like, why not just like put on a show that isn't so fucking crazy? And Tone blew his wad on returns and shit. So maybe that's because he knew he was going to get buried in the news cycle being WrestleMania week. But now there's rumors that like Darby might shockingly win the title. At least that's what Dave Meltzer and the AEW PR team has been given to put out into the universe. But yeah, this was a cool moment, I guess, right? And Ospreay could learn from that. He could learn from fucking selling a little more. And so speaking of Dynasty, and the ratings and the pay-per-view buys, of course, Dave Meltzer's the only guy who knows the fucking pay-per-view buy numbers, allegedly. But top NBCU execs say Nielsen overestimates streaming viewership, which Dave really doesn't know anything about. He calls Netflix and everyone liars. But I guess he does have conspiracies against Nielsen, but apparently Nielsen overestimates streaming viewership. And there's this article written on that. And it's like, no shit, everybody's going to inflate their fucking numbers. Every dude you see on Tinder is fucking a few inches shorter than he says, mama. That's why he's on Tinder, you know? What's up, short kings? But I feel for you. I mean, I don't really. I've been fucking tall my whole life. No, shout out you shorty pies, dude. But we're talking when you're freakishly short, like Brian Alvarez. I don't know, man. I don't know if I trust you. You know what I'm saying? Jokes aside, though, Nielsen, they inflate the fucking numbers, right? So we go with what's palatable. And I repeat that time and time again here at PWT. And what's palatable here are these things that Switchblade tracks, because we can all see it on YouTube, and YouTube's the number one streamer in the world, and they can't really lie unless they're like Rumble botting, you know, where it's like way inflated numbers where you're like, wait a minute, the likes, comments, everything doesn't match up here, you know? Not that it's got to be 1-to-1 to YouTube, but like shit don't add up. So Switchblade, he posted this, that there are currently 2.2K people watching Dynasty on the YouTube pay-per-view stream. AEW, which I think AEW had 2.5K watching the live YouTube pay-per-view stream for Revolution. So this is the peak on YouTube. So, again, Forbidden Door 2025 had over double what Revolution had watching on YouTube. Okay, in the chat for the pay-per-view at its peak. Dave Meltzer predicted that show did 60,000 less fucking buys than this.
Wrestling's not fake!
Or Revolution, sorry. Dynasty. So again, he said Revolution did 140 to 180,000 buys, right? So Dynasty, that's what he said about Revolution. Dynasty has 2.2K people watching at its peak on YouTube. So we'll see where his numbers, it was 140 again, right? We'll see what he says. even though double the numbers on YouTube, which again, why do we go to this? Well, because YouTube and Google trends matter. Dave knows this. He uses them to try and bury fucking UFC and TNA and shit. So he just doesn't look at them when it comes to AEW. And this matters because it's the biggest streamer in the world. And if there's this many people, you can kind of track it. So interesting. Shout out Switchblade for tracking this. And we can sort of gauge, like, Dave Meltzer, there was over double watching Forbidden Door, which he said did 122,000 buys, or less than half. You know what I'm saying? Like, double those numbers equals like 60,000 more pay-per-view buys in Dave's mind. Less than double. You guys know what I'm saying? It's confusing. I know it's stupid. Shout out Switchblade for pointing this shit out. And, we talk about ratings and whatnot, and we saw that Dynamite's viewership went back down to like 650. And again, where's it going to go back down to next? 550 again? We don't know, but there's like these weird anomalies and shifts in how Nielsen does shit and weird lead-ins and all of this stuff. And when you get Dynamite back on its regular time slot, the 18 to 49 rating was higher than what the show has been doing lately. And I don't know what the lead-in was, but Collision averaged 423K viewers with a 0.08. And this show was tied for 9th place in the night. Year over year, it was down 7%, while the 18 to 49 was down 33. So again, shit, but this year it's higher than usual on TNT, but overall it's down 33% from last year in the key demo, quote unquote key demo. So who knows? It's all silliness. I think Tone saw that 650 and he started tripping. But as we know from his interview with Coach and Bro Baro, he is going to just lock in on the fans he has. So we're really not seeing any growth. So I don't know how Dave can say shit like the pay-per-view numbers do astronomically better. And we actually have Tone saying some dumb shit. And this is one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard. Okay. And Tony Khan said this at the AEW Dynasty press conference or whatever, right? Tone comes in here,
Tony Khan.
and he was happy to hear that some casual fans checked out tonight's show, talking about Dynasty. Says watching the show tonight may lead into first-time fan tuning into weekly TV. Buddy.
You fucking mark!
What?
You what?
That's the complete opposite of what it is. They're supposed to watch. They watch your show, then they determine whether or not they're tuning into the fucking pay-per-view. Nobody buys a pay-per-view for $60 or $50 and goes, I might check this out. I swear, Triple Cup Tone is talking about, like, because they give away so many tickets, that those are the first-time buyers, first-time viewers. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That has to be what's running through his head, or how does he even say this? And he believes there's a lot of great entry points into AEW, and notes tonight's video packages gave highlights of what fans were getting into. Shouts outs the production team. Are they in-house now, Tone? Or are they high schoolers again? How many cups you got going, Tone? Triple cup. He's got 3 cups and a bottle of fucking Perrier or whatever that is. Come on now. That's crazy. It just doesn't work that way. And Tone just says egregious shit. He's ass backwards. Dave Meltzer, who we're about to get into, is ass fucking backwards as well.
Just in, we have confirmed that Dave Meltzer fears PWT and flutes.
And Dave's just listening to this guy way too fucking much. Or pardon me, Tone's listening to Dave way, but both. They're listening to each other way too fucking much. And it's obvious. And so, speaking of saying dumb shit and what has become obvious, Tone talks about Ricochet's tweet. And let's hear what he says. And I guess he did reprimand Stinka for the shit he said and the shit on his finger.
I had a conversation with him. I had a good conversation and frank talk, and that was not acceptable. And I think That was communicated. Thank you for asking. We have had a policy. There was a policy and continues to be a policy in place for such things, and that violated it. And there's no place for that in wrestling or anywhere, but I do appreciate you asking, and I think we've tried to move past that. But thank you for asking. I had a conversation with them. I had a good...
So yeah, they tried to move past it. What is my take? My take is I don't want to talk about Ricochet anymore, and I'm glad that they asked him this question when times were pressing. When it was a pressing issue, you know? So they're talking about Nick Wayne Moxley. We're just going to break here. I'm going to drink some water. Then we're going to get into the next little batch of news and Dave Meltzer being a fucking stooge. Okay, chat? A little mini Dave Meltzer's dumb moment. Got a TNT title match. Right? And Claudio's also, or no, he lost that title back to Hechicero. I just don't know. Like, Tone only has one way of booking, right? So now it's Kevin Knight has bangers with everyone, like Fletcher was doing, defending this title till he drops it, and then he'll just stay stagnant. It's the same booking mentality. The crowd is behind Knight, though. But we're talking like Desmond Xavier, Wesley. What was he going to do? A WWE job to Ciampa and Gargano or what? Fucking just job into Gargano. Pardon me, Ciampa. So let's get into what's going on here. Kevin Knight's grabbing the mic. Let's get into some more AEW news. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know what they say. Sometimes in life, you gotta be a hoe. And so the Hollywood Reporter puts out an article here saying the Saudis are pouring $24 billion into the Ellisons' Warner Bros. Mega merger, where Tone is hoping to stay with fucking WB and Paramount in some way. Huh? Is it blood covered dicks and blood money and all this shit? Huh? A lot of sickos are going to have to walk back a lot of bullshit that they put out into the universe. And I've said this a billion times, and we've only been proven true time and time again here at PWT. Fucking Tone was going to monopolize. Tone would treat AEW as an afterthought. In fact, he was going to. He tried to buy WWE. What do you think would have became his priority? Raw and SmackDown or fucking Collision, guys? Really think about it, okay? Tone would sell the TKO price tickets. He'd go to Saudi Arabia tomorrow if they would pay to fucking have him and his wrestlers. It's just that simple. Yes, is he going to pay and lose every cent and dime his dad's ever generated for him in his life if it means keeping AEW alive? I believe so. And I think my AEW is kind of proof of that. He's rolling it out as like a backup plan. Or maybe just the plan. Maybe the plan is we'll be on my AEW, but also we'll work out a deal with like some streamer, whatever. We'll continue to push this thing. But again, dude, the Saudi, like, he wants to be in business with these guys. He said it time and time again, and he's down with the Saudis pouring money. If Paramount buys Warner Bros., which they're doing, they're mergering. If they then own that 5% to 10%, actually to 25%, we looked it up. Like, legally, there's a loophole where they could potentially own 25% of that shit up to, and they wouldn't have to disclose it, right? We read that on the air. Who knows if, maybe we need a lawyer on to break down. Who knows? But all I'm saying is that's what we read, okay? through a little bit of internet sleuthing here. Could be true, could be not, but either way, they own a chunk. However large that chunk is remains to be seen. But I mean, the Saudis will be invested, like that's who it's connected to. So sickos are going to have to walk a lot of shit back, especially if Tone stays with Paramount and on TNT Sports or whatever the fuck. So, and that's just the latest move in a Hollywood takeover that's really about courting Trump, buying Washington influence, and giving a restless young population bread and circuses instead of human rights. Read THR's digital cover story here. And yeah, I mean, to whip out the old bread and circuses, like we know what that is, right? Like that's the conspiracy. Give us bread and circuses, keep us distracted, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know, just levying that towards it's everything in entertainment. It's all politicians. It's all fucking everyone trying to make money or control things that affect just like everyday people's lives. They're all typically, it just goes across the board, at least in my opinion. So yeah, Saudi Arabia getting in with AEW, busted, locked them up. No kidding. So speaking of getting in bed with AEW, it's been revealed. The NFL, man, they are doing the lucha mask deal, which it was revealed already. Like Tone already stooged this out. Then they teased this announcement. And again, it's what I said. Like Tone got these masks for White Castle, realized like I got a mask plug. I make them for hologram and all this shit. And then he just bought all the different colors that the catalog has to offer. And then they partnered with NFL where it is on Shop AEW. Is it going to be on NFL Shop? And it's an NFL officially licensed. So which way does the license work? Like, did AEW license NFL for the lucha masks, or did NFL license AEW? Like, I'm curious if AI even knows this. So AEW has licensed the NFL brand to create officially branded NFL lucha masks. Now, all I'm saying is like all the major sports leagues with the WWE titles. Again, I'm not sure. Like, this is a good move for Tone. I'm not trying to shit on this move at all. I'm happy that more professional wrestling leagues can get involved with professional sports and shit, but he should have had this locked in like year one. He should have had this locked in year fucking one, right? So again, AEW has to lock this in with the NFL. NFL wants to lock this shit in with WWE and vice versa, right? So there is levels to the shit. Now, again, and I'm not trying to be like, but WWE's crushing them. I just want to point that out because the real conversation is TNA AEW. And what this opens the door for is now maybe TNA partners with the MLB or some shit. I don't know if they've already done that, but you see guys like Zilla Fatu doing stuff with some of the Houston teams already and shit. He's an indie guy. So I'm happy. This is actually a W for Tone, but it just should have happened so much longer ago, earlier in AEW's history. And yeah, they're licensing the NFL. Like, obviously Tone got this done and should have got this done a long time ago with all of his plugs with AEW. That's all I'm saying. It'll be on Shop AEW. Again, how does this help the boys? I don't really think it does in any way. And it's just AEW, like Tone already has the mask plug. He saw how easy it was to pull off the White Castle thing. So they're just going to produce these cheap, shitty, it's what they are. We've seen their lucha masks multiple times, different variations for different wrestlers and whatnot. So he just bought every color, and now he's going to slap the fucking team logo on the back, and then their top seller will be like the Jaguars one, because it'll be him and his club of guys. You know, everybody in the locker room will get a Jaguars one or whatever. And this is like what this is. This isn't like a official NFL WWE crossover title. And again, I can only go to the WWE because this is the only example we can pull from in pro wrestling. It's a 1-to-1. Wrestling companies, Major League Sports, NFL in particular. But what these are is like You know, when a beer company gives like flags or a lucha mask or a fucking t-shirt, and it's like you buy a 24 case and you fucking get the shirt or the mug with the fucking cap or whatever. That's what this is. Okay. And they should honestly shoot these out of cannons like fucking Danhausen at Dynamites. They should hand these out. They should ask every wrestling fan who their team is, or just hand out that city's team at every. This shouldn't even be something they're trying to sell fucking fans. Okay. Let's just be honest. This is like a promotional item. I don't know how many of these they're going to move. And especially with NFL, like if NFL doesn't promote this, then what? You know, it's a license. It's like the NFL. I don't know if they necessarily promote. Maybe I'm wrong. Someone could call my bluff. You could call out your boy Phil on a bluff here as Jericho is about to cut a promo. Time cop. But does NFL promote like we're in Walmart now? Like, I don't know if Walmart even fucking carries it, but when you license some shit, like it's AEW promoting it. So how many NFL AEW fans are there? That's the question you need to answer, you know? So we move along here, and AEW has filed to trademark AEW Redemption. Now, I believe this is another pay-per-view, and they don't need more pay-per-views. They need to fucking lay off. They need to cut back on them and do 4 a year, 6 a year at the most. So that's my take on that. Pardon me. Speaking of trademarks, Will Ospreay filed to trademark the United Empire because why not steal one more thing from New Japan on your way out? Why not take a big shit on them after you already pissed in their face, right, Will? Well, I guess maybe not New Japan, but Tone. I guess that's directed towards Tone because Will's at least going to go wrestle there some more, which is shitting in Tone's face. But guys, making a dual appearance like Rick Rude in the Attitude Era, Chris Jericho's in the ring talking to Ricochet after nobody sang along to Judas, and he's also here on PWT. I can't believe Jericho's back doing the "you just made the list" shit, and they're continuing the finger shake.
You just made the list.
So we live in a timeline where chat's begging for old Jericho back. I'm just cheesing. I'm like, yes, it's working. It works. Yeah, this is trash. They don't know his song. He should have changed his theme. And Jericho's just doing the cheap pop thing. I mean, that's fine. You got to do what you got to do. I didn't do any plugs, I don't think either, did I? Like, subscribe, retweet, heart on X, super chat in, gift the membership, become a member for only 99 cents Canadian, goddammit. And I do member Monday shows. This Monday coming up, obviously, the Raw After Mania It's going to be fucking popped off. I also got an allegedly for you guys here.
Allegedly.
Lincoln Hawk for 2 says hashtag we want live. By we, I mean we. Dude, WWE nuked that episode for that. No, they didn't nuke it. I had to clip all that shit out, like all the live stuff. And thank you so much for the super chat. They got that shit copyrighted up. And my tweet, we'll go into WWE news. I put out a tweet about Def Rebel. It got like, it's probably close to like 4K likes at this. Youth Gone Wild. Does you guys like the Youth Gone Wild, huh? I knew you would. Yes. Let the youth flow through you. Good. We are the Youth Gone Wild. Okay, we'll do an allegedly. Remind me in chat of WWE. And it's no like spoiler, but it pertains to Mania. But we got a little more WWE stuff. I mean AEW stuff. Pardon me. I'm just watching Jericho brawl 3 guys here. See, now 2 guys are going to run out. Like I called this before. Do you guys think, or do they just beat him up? Do they just goon him out right here? Okay, I was like, they're going to throw Jericho in like a trios because he's bodied up, but they want to like preserve that. So you get someone doing most of the work, like the Bucks come out here or something. Or is that too much? Ricochet's so terrible, guys. He fucking stinks, dude. Oh, hits the lion salt. Yeah, I wonder what I mean, it had good heat in the building there. It's not the worst segment they've ever done. I just don't get why you do that. Like, is Jericho, are they trying to do the Daniel Bryan run with him? You know, like, what do you mean he becomes the alternate? We keep him down so far? Or are they like, okay, well, they were chanting, please retire, so let's have him come back and then make the people want him again. But it's like, that's what the time away was supposed to do. So let's move along here. Ladies and gentlemen, we need flutes in the chat because it is time for a very special segment, returning segment. And it is a segment so popular that it turned into its own show, that it turned back into its own fucking segment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week.
Or, the young superstar, babyface, that former heel thing. So
Dave Meltzer may or may not have fucking stooged him and Brian Alvarez. They may have fucking stooged what the finish to this is going to be. It's like Dave has something he wants to say, but he just won't say it already. And they contemplate whether Darby should be the champion. And it is kind of sus that out of nowhere, MJF versus Darby is just on a Wednesday. I don't know. Are they trying to steal headlines WrestleMania week? Are they scared of the ratings? Or they're like, yo, are they like what Dave's saying here a little bit? He touches on like, hey, we can make it so anything can happen on this show. Or is this just Tony Khan?
The best guy's Tony Khan.
And Dave like texting, and so this narrative's being created of like he's gonna win the title, or like tune in because you never know. Like, isn't it just Dave saying that? Like, no one really thought of that. However, when they announced like he's gonna defend the title again right away, immediately everyone's brains kind of, because Tony's he's just a poor booker, man. So he has no long-term vision. So it's like, you're kind of like, fuck, man, he might drop it. Like and here's the other thing with MJF. There's an air of unpredictability to him because he does Hollywood shit, to where if Hollywood comes knocking, he's going to drop that shit, come back, and then just wrestle it all in. Right? That's going to be what he does. He'll just be back in time for All In, but he will dip out for a couple months if he has to do Hollywood. He's not going to let any of that shit go on the back burner for AEW, right? Notice Ospreay's trying to sell his ass off. He's listening to PWT. Confirmed, bruv. Let's go. Let's go. I told you, motherfucker.
Just in from Phil Marks of PWT. He says, I told you so.
But let's see if Dave and Brian are listening to PWT, or if they're just listening to themselves and Tone and spreading the narrative that he might win this fucking title. And Dave just seems so fishy in these two clips.
When they announced that Darby Allin was taking his championship match against MJF in Everett on Wednesday, I was like, okay, I think I got it.
And they're in Washington, right? Like, that is where Darby Allin's from. What the fuck? You know? And they could totally do this at the pay-per-view. MJF gets the win. Maybe they're doing this to create intrigue and boost a rating. But the problem is, if that's what they're trying to do, you missed the boat on Darby by like 2 years, buddy. At least. Like, when did Sting retire? 2 years ago now? How many years ago was that? Was it like a year? Whatever it is, Darby was at his peak, and then they fumbled it all. And then people just stopped caring. Then he disappeared to climb a mountain. He came back. Nobody cares.
I think he's winning the title, because this
a lot of people.
And during Mania week, like, Bud, nobody was talking about Dynasty. Everyone's just talking about WWE, and WrestleMania week. These headlines are going to get drowned out. Why would you do this right before Mania and drown out the headlines? Do it right after and get drowned out by the headlines. Sorry. Do it after Mania, and then maybe shift some buzz from Mania over to, holy fuck, that Darby kid did it.
He's winning the
well,
title.
this was
Just
a heavy
weird
heat
time.
show, and I think it was done for that reason. Like, you're going to get a real big surprise on Dynamite, and it's the right place. It's the right time. And I think that at least once you should do something like this, a major world championship title change on television.
I agree.
And let people
at
know,
least once.
You know what? This can happen. Because right now, everybody, it's like everybody was talking about, MJF and Kenny Omega, like, whoever wins this match is facing Ospreay at Wembley. And it's like, well, we don't know that.
Okay, well, way to sell it, you know? Bri, what are you, on the fucking PR team?
And
We're
think,
months away.
But the reason people think that is because these AEW reigns are traditionally so long.
No, it's not. Nope. It's because it's the right thing to fucking do. So sensible people go, oh man, they're obviously going to build up to All In. It's their WrestleMania. But no, Tone's like, here's Forbidden Door. Here's a 7-hour Dynasty. Like, they just don't give a fuck. All In is just another pay-per-view to them. And people are trying to will it into, like, this is their fucking WrestleMania show. Tone doesn't give a fuck. It should be Ospreay. Ospreay lost at the pay-per-view too. Why? Build someone. Build a fucking star. Get someone over. Jesus Christ. Have him sell an underdog, pull it off, and do what you did. Tony, try. This is the problem too. He booked Orange Cassidy better than any of these guys, but Orange Cassidy stinks and his gimmick's stupid and not to be taken seriously. If he fucking booked Ospreay like he booked when Cassidy went on his All-Atlantic International whatever fucking title run, people would take him serious. It would be cool. We'd be like, holy shit, he's fucking really hurting after that neck surgery and da-da-da-da. It's just nonsense. It's nonsensical. And you're also kind of doing the same thing with Jericho, where they're both just getting beat up. Like, again, we just saw Jericho get shit kicked. We've seen Ospreay get jumped on the ramp, and they're just beating everyone down. And it's like, all right, I guess. And then Darby, same thing. He's in car wrecks and all this shit, and we're supposed to be like, everyone's the underdog. Which, yes, it's a trope. It's tried and true. it's a pivotal story element in many aspects, in many different stories, but at the same time, like, okay, we need something else. Like we need something else. So it's not, and it's just the smart thing to do. If you're being smart about business, you want Ospreay to main event. The money matches MJF, Ospreay, Omega, any combo of those guys. Obviously, MJF, Ospreay is the way to go, and money, as in quote unquote, like for AEW, right? Like when TNA was down bad, EC3 versus Moose. Okay, I get why they're doing that one or whatever, right? Broken Hardy versus fucking EC3 or whatever. You understand why they do it because it's their money match. You guys get it, obviously.
You get the
We study the business here at PWT.
title, and 9 times out of 10, you hold that title for a long time. And I think it would be very important on Wednesday to change the title and let people know.
I don't think it's important to do it. If they do it, it's fine.
No, it's important to do it.
And let people not just a choppy cutoff. Dave even interrupts in the editing bay. Now, with the Darby Allin thing as well, Tone's idea of building it up is like, we're in his hometown. He beat Andrade. Andrade was someone that everybody wanted to see next in line. So instead of beating Ospreay or MJF or Omega with him, and this is why I think Darby could be transitional and we'll still get MJF Ospreay. I could see Ospreay beating Darby or even Swerve possibly, and then Swerve versus Ospreay at All In, or Ospreay versus MJF still at All In. I can totally see that because again, it's 4 months away and Dave's just sweeping for the bad booking. But basically, Darby gets a win in Vancouver against fucking Andrade, and in Tone's mind, they do the crying angle at the start of the show, right? Because Darby's like crying, talking, the hometown crowd, the home state crowd are cheering for him, and it's going to be this emotional thing. And then they move it to the main event. So typically Tone would just book the match to start the show like they teased on this show, but instead he actually booked smart for once. And he said, we're going to tease it at the start, and then at the end of the show, we'll give you the world title match, which that is obviously the way to go, especially for TV. You want people to tune in at the end too, Tone. And it's going to have a long overrun. Be ready, guys. Be strapped in for an extra half, right? An extra 30. So that's Tone's idea of like a build-up. It's just really not a build-up at all. And he's trying to do this thing where like, well, the rankings in his mind, I can just see through his shit. To him, Andrade's like the number 3 ranked guy. So Darby just beat him. So now in his hometown, he wins it. And then MJF dips out for 2 months, comes back. Ospreay beats Darby, or Swerve does. And then you get like MJF Swerve or MJF, one of those combos. You know, MJF dips out 2 months to film some shit or something. I totally see what's going on here. Or if MJF defends, then I'll shut the fuck up and they gripped me in with a fucking holy shit, because I'm genuinely curious. Not even to see the match. I don't care. They just both do just dumbass indie hardcore shit. But I am curious, like, what do they do here? And will it get the world talking? And if I'm wrong about like how, if it gets trending and it isn't just ignored, like next week people are still like, man, Darby Allin. Or if they should have just waited till next week, right? Because Mania in fucking 3 days, the Hall of Fame news. Someone's going to say something at the Hall of Fame. It's just going to make everyone forget about this. And by next Dynamite, people are going to be like, oh yeah, this guy's the champ now. Why do I watch? I'm not going to tune in Wednesday. MJF's gone, or MJF loves, or whatever. I swear to God, that's what's going to happen. I swear to fucking God. So let's continue with this Dave
the title.
And Brian,
and let people know.
I don't think it's important.
Just cuts him off, interrupts him in the editing.
They do it, it's fine.
No, it's important to do it because it needs to be done once. And this is the time to do it.
But
in the right place with the right guy. And once you do, like, you never have to do it again if you don't want to, but you do need to do it once. And if you want to do it more than once, that's fine as well. But I think you should do it at least once, because you always want people to think that, you know what? Remember what they did with Darby? Okay, maybe they will change the title here. Maybe there will be a title change here. I think that that's important to condition the fans in that way. Plus, hey, Darby can win the title in Everett. It's a great story.
I just don't think it's a great story, and I know he doesn't mean storyline. He means like headline, extra, read all about it. 2 for 25 cents, eh?
When they announced
So here's Dave just bumbling around like it's like he wants to say that Darby's going to win. I don't think Dave is I don't know how high he is on Darby Allin, and he's sitting there like, I wouldn't do this. So even he's questioning Tone's possible booking. And it's because he knows what everybody else knows. Like, you want to keep ratings high, quote unquote, if they are. If you're having all this success, why the fuck would you pull it off MJF? So let's listen to Dave kind of melt down. It's kind of a
the young
set.
superstar, babyface, that former heel thing. So when you say like it's the right guy, I completely disagree. As far
boom, that's crazy.
As the guy, as far as doing a title change on a Wednesday TV, that's fine. Anytime. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's like, to me, world champion should be top 1 generally, but certainly top 3 or 4 in your company.
So here's the thing with Dave too. It's like, that's subjective. There's objective ways to measure that, but nobody, like, Swerve gets paid more than like he should. Like, I'm sorry, motherfuckers like Darby probably get paid more than they should. So how do you truly gauge that? So in WWE, you're able to go, well, here's our top 3 guys because here's merch, attendance when they're on the show. Here's their fucking TV rating, quarter hours. Here's what they're, here's what this does. Here's how long their lineups are at the fucking. With Darby and these guys, like, how do you gauge that? Like, how do you really gauge what WWE shop brings in for these guys with their merch? They don't have merch. They all do their own independent thing, realistically. AEW's best-selling merch is AEW merch, not like a specific wrestler, stuff like that. So it's just crazy, man. And when Dave says the top 1 to 4 guys, I mean, there's a bunch of sickos who will argue Darby is a top guy because you keep rating all this shit higher than it fucking is. You keep glazing these fucking stupid death matches and shit. And that's the fucking problem. And it has the opposite effect. The crowd doesn't react to Darby. I agree with Dave here. And which, holy fuck, base Dave flute. Holy shit. Base Dave, get the E flute. But it's just sort of for a different reason. Like, Darby, could he have won the world title? Yes. Is that towing the line of your boy Phil never watching AEW again? Yes. If Orange Cassidy wins the world title, will I never watch again? Maybe. Legitimately, maybe. But Darby is, I could tolerate, it's tolerable. I could tolerate him being world champ. Here's the thing. He is not as hot as he once was. And I'll fully admit that too. Who the world champ should be is definitely someone like MJF or a fucking Joe, because he comes in and maintains the rate, whatever. Kenny Omega, sure. MJF right now is working, so you want to keep it on him. So Dave is sitting there like, I agree, change the title right before WrestleMania. So this is where I disagree with Dave. No, guys, don't do it right now. I'm telling you, man, if anything, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm fucking wrong, but I just don't think this is the week, like, everyone, with all the coverage WWE's getting everywhere, like, I just don't know if it's, like, the right time and place. You're going to be forgotten about by, again, the Hall of Fame ceremony. Sami Zayn's going to say some shit on Kill Tony, and people are going to melt down about it. It's going to just overshadow whatever happens. Okay? So I just disagree with both of their thing of like, they should fucking switch the title right now just because it's Darby in Seattle. But then Dave's like, I don't think it should be Darby. But then there's no other reason to do it other than you want to steal a headline. You want to try and hotshot book a rating. People aren't tuning in to see Darby. He's kind of fallen off, man. I'm sorry.
And he's not. I don't think that when you are having as much success as you are as compared to the last couple of years, that you should rush the title off of the guy who
year over year the rating was fucking down on Collision. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know the success of the last couple years. They are doing 8,000, 10,000 seats for pay-per-views. Dave
is your key draw on the way. As far as a guy, and if I'm trying to protect the sanctity of the championship as opposed to make the championship something that somebody gets because for good service. You know what I mean? Which I hate that, because it just means anyone can win the title as opposed to someone as champion who is, I mean, the guy, you know what I mean? Like in the past, the champions, when I was a kid, the champions were chosen because they're the champions. You know what I mean? There's like, they're the best. And
even Dave recognizes like Darby is not the best thing. He's car crash dummy. And I'm not saying like a Jinder Mahal can't sneak in and win a title, or it's cool when like different, I don't know, I'm cool with like Daniel Bryan, Shawn Michaels, like if they're a quote unquote smaller guy. That never really bothered me. It's just like, are you over? Is it your time? Darby's time was after Sting retired. If you were going to do it, give him the world fucking title right there. Sting it would have been a better story if Sting even won the world title and then fucking was like pulled a Cena and was going to retire with the belt, and Darby's like, I got to stop you from doing that. There was way better ways to get Sting or Darby over from the Sting thing. He should have been Sting's only loss, right? And I don't know if they should have switched Darby heel for a bit. I don't know. It would work for sure. I don't know if now's the time. I think they missed the boat by 2 years. So I'm with Dave. His analysis, I think, is kind of goofy. Like, who's the best? Well, I mean, that's, again, subject. Like, is it the guy who moves the most tickets and T-shirts? Or is it the guy who does the best flips, Dave? I don't really know. But, yeah, it's a mistake building up to All In. You just want MJF to keep knocking challengers down, I would say. And then Will Ospreay rises, neck surgery every week. I'm beat down. I barely am scraping through these matches. I'm a fighter. And then MJF does everything he can for like a month or two to fucking make sure Ospreay doesn't even make it to All In. And then Ospreay pulls it off or whatever at Wembley. Like, that would be the move. Why? Because you're making Ospreay a star that way, quote unquote. Like, you're making somebody that way. You don't get made by Darby just winning in Everett. It doesn't make anybody. Darby won't be any more popular. But we knew since day one, Tone was going to make at least Darby champion. So people feared Orange Cassidy. I maintain he could still sneak it on everyone. But Darby, everybody feared as well. Darby might actually get that belt. And at one point when he wrestled Punk, it's like, yeah, you could see him in a top. If he's working with a smart guy, he's working with a top guy, Darby could become that fucking dude. He could. And we saw that in the Punk match and in situations with Sting for sure. He did some good stuff there. But, yeah, I'm kind of with Dave. It's not the right guy, but I'm against Dave where it's like it ain't the right time either. Just let MJF do his thing or do it after Mania. Before All In, that make people go, oh, shit, there's still 3 months till All In, and the title just changed randomly. But it was like this moment. The moment doesn't have to be just because he's in his hometown, but that's what Tone is. He's just like a sentimental fucking, oh, it's your hometown. Great. Yeah, you get the belt. And then MJF's going to take off and make a fucking movie. If he disappears, it's because he's got some Hollywood shit. I guarantee it.
And, you don't bring prelim guys to hold the belt with the idea of using the belt to elevate them.
Now he's calling Darby a prelim guy.
They've already elevated themselves. That's why they're the champions. So, and you have to lose them at times, of course. You can't always have the number one guy be champion. Although, obviously there were periods with Luthez and Bruno Sammartino where they really always were champion. But in this day and age, I would never do that.
Why not? Roman did that, and look how over he was, and look at how everyone's crying about WWE.
He had Cuervo with him the whole time, too.
You know what I mean? So what are you talking about, Dave? Like, maybe, yeah, it should be just a long ass reign, make everyone forget about that Moxley shit. The problem with the Moxley thing is like the belt was in a case. No one gave a fuck a week later after Hangman won it. So you don't have to go as long as Mox, but just like build to that moment correctly. Don't hot shot book some shit just because Tone doesn't ever see when Darby's going to get that belt again. Because I feel like that's what it is. And I don't think he'll carry it till All In. I really don't.
Like it's the
Could
right
you
guy.
imagine the main event of All In is fucking Darby versus Ospreay? That would be the worst shit ever that you could ever do. But Dave, he seemed very fucking concerned, right? Like he seemed super concerned. And that's why I believe he may be stooging it. And that's why this was Dave Meltzer's dumb moment of the week, because I mean Like, why the fuck would he be so overly like, I wouldn't do it, it's not the right guy, blah, 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 blah. He wasn't saying that about if Sting could have lost to Darby or whatever, or any situation. He's never said that about Darby. He's just saying it like desperately because he talked to Tone, and Tone's, I've made up my mind. And I feel like that's why Dave's like, oh, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. You know?
Oh my God, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
And the fans are going to be like Darby.
Put me out of my misery.
So yeah, Ospreay, like, he's trying to sell, but he's just bad at it. Like, he doesn't know how to. He like lands on his hurt shit, uses it to, you know, plant certain moves and shit. Hechicero was fucking balling out of control there, though. Attacking the neck, hitting some crazy fucking moves on Ospreay. And then Marina Shafir, he's got a girl staring him down, bruv. Fuck is that about? Ospreay staring at Marina because they're trying to keep the Alex Windsor shit over, because Blood and Guts this year, they're not going to do just a women's. They're just going to do one where it's going to be one Blood and Guts with one woman on each team. Marina and Windsor on each team. And they're going to do the Bumba Clock Clan against Osprey's crew. That's what everyone thinks. They're just going to spend a long time building to that. So now the Callis family versus Ospreay and them. Strap Mark Davis. He's afraid. Ospreay staring at Marina because Mark Davis lost half of Mark Davis. Book of Tone, Darby versus Orange, but Roman was used strategically. Darby will be on every week doing dumb shit. Yeah, for sure. I don't want to see him do a long reign. I'm saying MJF or don't even do it because they tried with Mox and it stunk. Lasted a year and it stunk. It killed their business. Why even put the title on him? Because MJF has to go to Hollywood, you know? Mole says Russo influenced tonight's show. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I had someone on my pod today who worked for Russo or worked with Russo. And we talked a lot about Russo, and I don't believe that. But maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Maybe he did. I ain't a fucking dirt sheet. I don't care. Hopefully fucking Tone is listening to someone. So Tekla's fucking doing her thing now. I do love Tekla. People hate on Tekla, but I love her. I think she, like, okay, she doesn't fit in. Like, sometimes they try and do kind of more realistic shit, and she's like a comic book villain. She reminds me of like someone that would be in like a. Okay, so here's Windsor now. I mean, Windsor and Tekla are cool. It's just I was into the Brawling Birds. Why have they been wrestling as singles again? I wonder where the stopwatch marks are, though. Like, oh, I want to see wrestling. No talking. Yeah, Tekla rules, dude. She reminds me of like she's like she would be fighting Spider-Gwen in the comics. Does that make sense? She's like the anti-Spider-Gwen. That might be stupid to some people listening. I don't know. She's like symbiote fucking Spider-Gwen fucking. This just reminds me of she's all like, and because she's the toxic spider, I think that's why it came to mind, but you guys get what I'm saying. Okay, Windsor, you just stepped on her shit, dude. She was trying to get a pop from the crowd, but she shouldn't be because she's a heel. But she shouldn't be a heel. I think Tekla's too cool to be a heel. Which sounds dumb, but she's too, like, people feel like the way she smiles and people like she's endearing. There's like a charm to her where she is like an asshole. Well, they're trying to present her as the heel, but I just think if she leaned into babyface more, it would like get more over for her. But again, maybe I'm wrong. You just see her and you kind of want to cheer for her, you know? She's like someone you'd hang out with. But again, she is paired with the spooky gals, so. Windsor's on the move. Hey, oh, okay, guys. So we have a Tony. We have hold on. At haha, I'm back. I'm Chris McCarty. My main got deleted because YouTube is. Well, don't stooge yourself.
Wrestling's not fake!
Dude, that fucking rules. Oh, that's funny. So I posted a screenshot of the mole in the Discord chat, Phil. Okay. Wrestling fans love heels when they do their job. Hard to boo. There was a chat I saw here. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, there you go, Chris. What's up, buddy? That's fucking funny, dude. Okay, so let's get into of what Mole said in Discord. Okay, we have a cringe Tony Khan video here. Here, I'll check Discord just quickly. It's hard not to see Russo's influence in the first few segments. I don't know about that. I just don't think Tone comes from a generation of people who think Russo's the worst thing that ever hit the wrestling business ever. And yes, Tone's like, I have respect for you, Brian, or Vince Russo and shit like that. Or sorry, I was doing Tone. Tone says like, I have respect for you and shit. But ultimately, like, I just don't think there's any fucking way. Tone would have to then like admit that he's not good creatively because the way Vince does shit is he just takes it over type shit. Like he really has the ear. He has to have the ear or else you're not hearing him because he just bibbles and babbles. So, and also don't get it twisted. Tone knows that like Vince was making fun of him and shit. He's just trying to prove like, I'm the bigger guy. And I'm sure Tone's made fun of Vince Russo a bunch. So he's like, whatever, dude. So I'm not sure. Shout out the mole, though. Maybe he's right. So we have cringe Tone, guys. The TNT title is in his hands, and here's Cringe Tone. He posted this one 2 hours ago. Here he is, the best guy, everybody's best guy, Tony Khan.
The best guy is Tony Khan.
It's a Wednesday, and I can't wait to see you all very soon, minutes from now, for Wednesday Night Dynamite Spring Breakthru. We're coming off an amazing AEW Dynasty pay-per-view. It was a fantastic show. There were so many exciting moments. I thought that it was the best AEW Dynasty yet, quite possibly. And it was definitely the most fans we've ever had at Dynasty and some of the best feedback we've ever had. I'm just so excited about what's going on in AEW. And minutes from now, it's Spring Breakthru. This week represents the 1-year anniversary of Wednesday Night Dynamite, becoming the longest running primetime pro wrestling show ever on TBS or TNT. And
yeah, that happened like years ago, Tone.
Very fittingly tonight, we have
He's in the principal's office.
both the TBS and TNT championships at stake on the Superstation TBS. And with the TNT title at stake on TBS tonight, I wanted to bring in the brand new TNT champion, the Jet, Kevin Knight, who won this championship at AEW Dynasty. Come on in, champ. You asked about a new championship belt. You asked about the bling. Here it is, your championship belt.
I like that, Tony. I like that, Tony. And just as this is blinging, I had to match my own belt this time around. So tonight, we're coming through shining. Because whenever you see the JET, you're looking at the face of TNT.
I love that. And the face of TNT on TBS tonight, but I have to warn you, champ, you'll be facing the very toughest of competition tonight. And you may not have this very long because you're facing the former CMLL world champion, former AEW World Trios champion. Ladies and gentlemen, it'll be the Jet versus Claudio Castagnoli tonight. Talk about an incredible match. We've seen a lot of title changes. We've seen a lot of crazy things happen in AEW. It's not unheard of, Kevin. This could be not a long run for you. Are you prepared for the match tonight?
You know what? I've studied Claudio's game for a long time, so I'm not going in nervous. I'm not going in scared. I'm going in confident as the Jet could be. So tonight, Claudio, if you want to take...
Can't even hear what he's saying. Like there's a vacuum going on. There's a fucking Rimba.
This from me, you have to do everything your whole.
Someone's vacuuming upstairs. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Everything that you can to get this from me, because the Jet is here to stay, baby.
Well, I believe that. Thank you very much.
I really appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, champ. We'll see the Jet versus Claudio tonight.
He dips out. The guy removes his finger from over the mic or some shit.
TNT championship. We'll also see the TBS championship at stake. We saw the return of Camille at AEW Dynasty, and we have the champ Willow Nightingale, who's been a great fighting champion, the face of TBS. She'll be defending the title as well tonight on TBS. And it's a huge night with 3 championship fights. We've got the world champion, MJF, battling the hometown hero, Darby Allin. Darby trained just minutes away from here.
He's like muffled. What happened? It's fucking all muffled and shit.
Been waiting for this fight his whole life. And we've got the world champion MJF defending the title on Dynamite tonight versus Darby Allin. I'm so excited about this show. We're coming off a great Dynasty pay-per-view. And a lot of the wrestlers in the back have been here looking for fights. Spring Breakthru is a
every week he goes, a lot of the wrestlers have been looking for fights.
Huge Dynamite. It's going to be a huge week for AEW. We've got a big 24 hours, or I guess a big 26 hours, with AEW Dynamite coming up minutes from now. And then tomorrow night, a special Thursday collision, Spring Breakthru. So you get a big week of AEW, Wednesday night and Thursday night. We'll have some great matches coming up on Thursday collision tomorrow. But right here tonight, we've had so many of the great AEW wrestlers here in the back looking for fights. Even some fights that you might not expect. We have the former AEW International Champion, the man
always fights we don't expect, Tone.
And challenge for the Continental title at AEW Dynasty, Will Ospreay. I feel like Will Ospreay.
Oh, then this asshole finally realized he was covering the mic. But I bet he doesn't have the balls to tell Tone, Tone, can we retake that whole thing? Can you get Kevin Knight? He's like, fuck! Why the fuck are we gonna do this again? It's our 7th fucking time!
Ospreay is not 100% coming out of his match versus Jon Moxley. But Will Ospreay came here with the intention of getting cleared. He has been cleared by the doctors. This is a business, and given that I have to put on top stars and top matches, Will Ospreay has expressed he wants to compete tonight. He wants to wrestle. He wants to face the very toughest of competition. Knowing this is Spring Breakthru and wanting to put on the top matches.
It should be on the show. It should be Ospreay. Bruv, I really hurt me shoulder, but I want to be on your fucking, I need to wrestle tonight, bruv. And then Tone's like, we really shouldn't. And then he gives him a match anyways, and should all be on the show.
I have a former member of the Don Callis family in Will Ospreay, somebody who's a top star in AEW, coming off of a very hard-hitting match, says he wants to fight anybody in AEW to prove himself tonight. And he'll have the opportunity to wrestle tonight in a non-title match versus the CMLL.
Tonight, he'll get to wrestle tonight.
World Heavyweight Champion, Hechicero. Hechicero versus Will Ospreay tonight. And I'm very much looking forward to that one. Of course, both men looking for a big win. Last week, we saw Hechicero involved in a great tag match against the Young Bucks, teaming with the Clone. Hechicero's putting on so many great matches all over the world. He's a great champion, and he's facing an aerial assassin who is not 100%.
He still had the mic
now,
covered, I
in my
think.
opinion. So it will be Will Ospreay versus Hechicero tonight. We'll have the mad scientist of pro wrestling versus the aerial assassin tonight.
Dude, we get it. Stop fucking looping and repeating the same wrestlers. We get it. It's not, it sounds like one of those ads that don't forget, NordVPN.com. That's NordVPN.com/Pro Wrestle Times. That's NordVPN.com/Pro Wrestle Times. NordVPN.com/Pro. Did you hear me? It's NordVPN.com/Pro Wrestle Times. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
On Dynamite. It's a huge Wednesday night Spring Breakthru. And speaking of big matches and great competitors, the man who is also a former TNT champion, we were joined here by the current TNT champion, the Jet, Kevin Knight. He'll be defending the title tonight. He won that championship.
What does Conrad do? He said, I sell jewelry now. Oh, come on. That's not very fair to start selling jewelry. Go to I Hate, what is it? Conrad Thompson. Yeah, there's some jewelry company where it's like, go to I Hate Steven Jewelers or whatever the fuck it's called.
Championship in the Casino Gauntlet match. And the former TNT champion, the man who came in number one in that match, he was very impressive, and he has championship aspirations. He's looking for all the gold in AEW. He's been so impressive since his arrival, and I'm talking about Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa is an incredible wrestler. He's a psycho killer, and he wants a fight tonight on Dynamite. And he's
a psycho killer. That's his nickname, buddy. You're supposed to be like, and Tommaso Ciampa, he says he wants all the gold, and he promises to live up to his nickname, the Psycho Killer, tonight as he defeats, or as he takes on whoever and wants to defeat him. Hopefully, blah, 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 blah. You know, you got to be fucking amped and, like, put it over like that's his nickname. He is literally a psycho killer. I didn't know if you knew that. And I'm actually... It's like, wait, what? What are you talking about?
Has that fight because 1/3 of the Rascals, somebody who's been really impressive in tag team action and trios action. He's a great singles wrestler too. That's Desmond Xavier. Desmond Xavier, we've seen him compete in the Rascals team.
Wesley,
we'll see him taking on one of the top stars now in AEW, the former TNT champion, somebody who's made a huge impact in a short time, Tommaso Ciampa. Huge matches tonight. We'll also hear from top stars who have had big matches at AEW Dynasty. We've got a lot of the great champions here tonight. Of course, FTR coming off that great match versus Cope and Christian. What a match. Chris Jericho in his return to the ring versus Ricochet. I know they're both in the house tonight, and I'm expecting Chris Jericho.
It's like a kid presenting like at the fucking science fair.
We'll have a lot to say after a great match in his return to the ring. I'm really excited about tonight, and it's all coming up just minutes from
don't I sound so excited?
Right now. You can watch it at
right now, and it's all coming right now. I'm so excited.
8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on TBS, or you can stream it on HBO Max tonight.
Damn, man. Tony Khan's just that dude. That, ladies and gentlemen, was the best guy.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
I'm back. Became a new member, dude. Shout you out. I wonder who this is.
Acknowledge me.
I wonder who ha 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 I'm back is. Oh, Jesus, man. Tone needed some extra espresso shots, guys. Patreon.com/Pro Wrestle Times. That's Patreon.com/Pro Wrestle Times. That's Patreon.com/Pro Wrestle Times. Patreon. Etchicero and the Aerial Assassin. The Aerial Assassin. Did I tell you he's the Aerial Assassin? He's the Aerial Assassin. Holy. That was AEW news, ladies and gentlemen. Where's the Ichi Nissan? Creighton Rabs has been a member for 16 months. Let's fucking go. 16 months, dude. We acknowledge you for 16 months of membership. That fucking rules.
Acknowledge me.
You guys fucking rule, dudes. So yeah, Camille's doing her thing. I mean, I doubt she fucking wins though. 2 title changes tonight. Man, it's good to see Camille back. But again, that Amazon Prime show is on, so they're just using her now because it's on. And I mean, what the fuck else are you gonna do? So where do I want to start in WWE news? Damn, we got some Worldwide Wrestling Federation news here to cover today, tonight, this evening, if you will. And I appreciate everyone being here. We started the stream late, and WrestleMania, we're going to go live both nights, night 1 and night 2. And yeah, Willow won with a backslide, so I mean, it is what it is, man. And isn't this show supposed to be done? So the main event's about to start, and they're going to go like way over time. That's what's about to happen. And you all know it. Peace out, Camille. Peace out again. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Sauce Inc.'s been a member for 20 months. All hail the Illuminati. Please hit the like button. I'd be down for the wrench if it's cool. Down with the sickness. You want a wrench? This motherfucker's asking for a wrench. You know what, Mike Sauce? You're here all the fucking time. And you know who the bots are. So Sheeta's out back here with Chris Statlander. So they're going to team. So are you, Sauce, are you going to get triggered by bots and ban people? Or can you roll with the punches and let people fucking roast? That's the question, buddy. There's a litmus test. It involves running. It involves a cycling race, a 3-legged race. You have to fly a plane. So one more break. Before the I knew that pop you, dude. Yeah, so Sting's out here. The GOAT. No. So I don't think it's going to be 5 to 10 minutes. I think Darby's going to win this fucking belt, though, dude. It's your time. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, they're chanting for Darby. Like, he's got the crowd behind him. I think I'm on a bit of a delay from chat. Yeah, he's winning 100%. How does Darby not win after this? Oh God. Hey man, if it makes headlines and shit, then if it makes headlines and shit, then we're off to the races. You know what I'm saying? Guys, there's like 100 watching on YouTube, I think, give or take here, fluctuating. Run those likes up. Try and get them up there to at least 69. Yeah, so here, if we so where is there you go, Sauce. There you fucking go, bud. Okay, so I want to get into WWE news, but do we watch this title match? Like, I need to see the finish. That's the thing. So, okay, guys. Yeah, we're just sitting around waiting around. Do we watch here? I'm going to put a poll in the chat over on YouTube. Okay. So, youtube.com/@ProWrestleClips. I'm live. If you guys are on X and you want to check it out, I'm going to put a poll on YouTube and I'm just going to ask you guys quickly, who do you think is going to win this match? Who do you think wins the AEW World Championship match? MJF, or is it Darby Allin? Okay, so it is main event time. Here we fucking go. Sauce has been anointed. Yeah, he didn't pick me. I was worried. Dude, I was gonna remove all mods entirely. I'm like, but dude, sometimes we get those ESPN links and shit, and I need at least one person to see that shit. So Mike Sauce is always here. I trust him with the power. If I notice fucking people are getting banned at a rapid rate, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? But otherwise, we're all good, and I trust Sauce and I love him. So he has been anointed. He has the power, the responsibility, right? It's not a real big responsibility. So I'll ban people and blame Mike. Yeah, this show is going way over. Like, it's the top of the hour. This shit's going to go 30 minutes of carnage, mayhem, gaga. Try and find a graphic of... Is there a graphic for these guys? What the fuck? Here we go. Here we go. I fell. So during the entrances here, ladies and gentlemen, let's do a little bit of WWE news here, guys. So AAA went down and La Catalina showed up, got a huge reaction from CMLL.
Ray, come on.
They poached her from CMLL to AAA.
I don't know. I'm trying to read her.
And so she's going to be the one to put an end to Flammer's like longest reigning CMLL championship run or whatever. And then El Grande Americano got into it with El Grande Americano. And they're going mask versus mask. And these two had like one of the greatest brawls in the history of wrestling. I mean, I'm not going to play it. I will get pulled down, but
2
they are going to go mask versus mask, which rules. And also, you know, Rey Mysterio's definitely retiring to Dom in CMLL. Like, that is for surely what is going to happen. So speaking of AAA and CMLL, Santos Escobar he announces that he has to undergo a second surgery. And so that's why he was all fucked up. People were saying he was on drugs and shit. It wasn't that. He just...
Hey, familia. This is the Emperor of Lucha Libre, Santos Escobar, with a quick update on WrestleMania week. As you probably already know, I went through triceps surgery. There was a minor hiccup on the road with my ulnar nerve, a nerve that runs through my arm. So I'm gonna have to go and do surgery again to repair that situation. Kills me not to be there with you this week.
So there you go. Wishing him a speedy recovery. Shout out Santos Escobar. Yeah. Right. So also what went down on Raw was like a big ass brawl and shit between the ladies. Speaking of luchadoras, and Stephanie Vaquer was in the middle of it and shit. And so was Kathy Kelly. And I put out a tweet and I was like, she's selling better than, oh, never mind. And it fucking blew up huge. But Kathy Kelly selling her ass off like a motherfucker. And there was rumors that she might be trained to wrestle and or at least be a manager or something. And some people are like, that could have been a test right there, her on screen to see how she did. Who knows? But speaking of asses, I think I said something about an ass a second ago. Nikita Lyons, who's got that thing, she was in here's a picture of her cameo in Father Stew with Mark Wahlberg, I believe, right? And she was like the timekeeper in this movie a few years ago. Who knew? The more you know. And speaking about the youngins and the training and the NXTs and whatnot, WWE recently filed to trademark Shido Ash. It's going to be the ring name of Shady Ainahas. And also that like Mike DeVecchio guy. Everybody's high on him. He's got a new name. I don't think I bookmarked it, but WWE also filed to trademark the Mog Squad, which, like, come on, that's got to be something with the Vanity Project and shit. No, the Mog Squad. You mean like what the PWT universe does to Dave fucking Meltzer or what?
Ryan.
Just fucking mog him constantly. So, in other wrestling youngsters on the come up and whatnot. The youngsters in the biz, Evolve is on tonight. Time Cop and Wendy Chu, who's not a youngster, but this is the Evolve title. She is the gatekeeper, I guess. She's the litmus test for if these guys and gals, or I guess these gals can make it in NXT on the main roster. Lord knows she's been down there forever, but Wendy Chu is the new Evolve women's champion. So round of applause to her. For winning the Evolve title. And we're going to lock back in here with this match because Darby's Brock Lesnar-ing MJF. We got more news in a minute. That was just NXT news and whatnot. AAA news. Oh my God. Yeah, hashtag LOL AEW, right? I mean, yeah, see, Dave stooged it. Yeah, wow, dude. Yeah, so you guys, you see, this is why I fucking this is why PWT rules. This is why I rule, because I called Dave stooging it. Look at the title of the fucking stream. I had the thumbnail made this goddamn afternoon. I knew what was going to happen because Dave was so openly against the idea. And it's like, well, why would he? If it was Jericho, like with Jericho, he clearly knew, but he was all coy, right? Like he just played coy about it. But Dave's bad for AEW. Like we just knew it was going to happen. And because of that melting down, when you keep an eye on Dave. And also, like, where's the stopwatch marks? Yeah, I don't know if Darby's enough to like make me stop watching, but it's like towing the line. It's like really towing the fucking line. And MJF's gonna go do a movie. He'll be back in like 2 months for All In. He'll get like a month or two build for his All In match, which still could be for the title. But they're treating it like this moment. Yeah, AEW. No AEW. This is going backwards. 2 years too late on this. It's always 1 step forward, 2 steps back. So where's the Goldberg Brock sickos? Who are all like, oh, the fucking spam finishers. That's genuinely shit, and he just jumped the line. Like, I laid it out for you. Like, Tone thinks, okay, I beat Andrade, and then I just get this shot in Seattle, win it. It's like, bro, no, you that's not like, he just doesn't see it. He just, like, I can see what he was doing a mile away. He just doesn't see how that's not good. Like, this was just promised to Darby a long time ago, and he doesn't know when to do it, and he's never going to get to do it. And MJF's got some shit coming up, and Tone is just dead set on killing his fucking ratings. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty fucked up. I would say that is one of the biggest botches ever for AEW as far as like when they decided to pull the trigger on Darby. It's just like people aren't connected and they keep doing this thing where it's like they're lying to themselves. They were in Everett, Washington. 2 weeks ago, there was buildings quiet as a mouse for fucking Darby. Couldn't care less. Jericho's in Winnipeg. He's getting reactions. It's like, hey, does this carry over somewhere else? Like, it's just goofy, man. It's just really fucking goofy. And I think there's a lot of people who watch this show that might not tune in next week because of this. And I wonder if they bump the rating because people are like, there's no fucking way that they do this. You know? And that match was, again, it's horse shit because you're not Goldberg or Brock Lesnar. So when like a big giant freak does some shit like that, it like makes sense. When Darby just spams coffin drops, it's like, come on, dude, we just watched MJF fucking bleeding, chained up to a guy, glass, fucking everything in the world, dude. We just saw him fucking battle Kenny in a way crazier match where they did way crazier shit. And so I just don't feel like any of this works, man. And I just think Darby was way more over a couple of years ago. People will not be talking about this either because it's WrestleMania week. They should have did this the Wednesday after Mania because nobody's going to be talking about this in a fucking week. In a week, they're going to be talking about what someone said on the Hall of Fame, like I said before. They're going to be talking about what somebody said on Kill Tony Mania. Okay? They're going to be talking about what happened in the women's tag match or whatever the fuck. They're not going to be talking about Oba Brock. And then people are going to tune in and see Darby get no reactions and come down on a skateboard with the world title. And people are going to go, fuck, did we fuck up? And boy, did we fuck up. And they just beat Camille? I mean,
The best guy is Tony Khan.
I don't know, buddy. Now that he did this, it's just like Orange Cassidy, I fear, is going to get the title once too. Or like one of those like Yuta, Garcia, or Cassidy. One of them will get it. Because I thought like the time passed, and that's why Tone knew he just can't do it. You have Bobby Lashley on your fucking roster. You have Andrade on your roster. You have fucking all of these guys that everybody's like, oh, even that Hechicero dude. You have Ospreay losing at the last pay-per-view. But then getting wins on Dynamite, but then losing to Mox. Because Mox won't actually put anyone over. He doesn't actually do that. Like people lie. Like Freddie Prinze lies and says he does. Ken Dudley for 5 says, I thought Cuervo did a great job on SmackDown with Trick Williams the other week. Brian. Oh my God.
He had Cuervo with him the whole time too.
Dave, that's Lil Yachty. This is an absolute travesty that this happened. And I don't know, man. It's towing the line of like getting close to like this last All In might be like, well, I can't even watch this shit. I'm gonna throw my fucking hands up, pardon me, and just focus on like WWE. And obviously I'm gonna fucking A-log AEW. I'm gonna watch it every week, but like I just can't passionately try and defend that when we know the sickos are going to be like, oh my God, and shit too. And it's like, because you guys have to realize too, and the guest I had on my podcast today that I recorded that I'll be releasing soon, hopefully soon before Mania actually, but he was saying that like, when you really think about it, like the online noise is the vocal minority. However, when it comes to AEW, like it's not, it's the vocal majority of like who actually stands them. It's like online beep boop beeps that everybody deals with. And they're going to love this. But if like Goldberg did this, if Oba and Brock do a short match, they're going to shit all over it when they do a short match. So again, it's just unfortunate because MJF actually was lining up contenders, knocking them down. Hey, let's say the ticket sales and the ratings were up, okay? Let's just like give them that. Let's not even debate whether they are or not. Okay, then who's that predicated on? Who's the champ? Who's the champ? So yeah, it is what it is. I would say overall, That's an L. Like what? Pardon me. Yeah, Darby versus who gets over? Is it going to be Darby Osprey? I don't know. It's 4 months away. I think that they're going to flip the belt off of Darby one time. I think you're going to get like a Darby Swerve, like we're from Washington type shit feud again, because that's what they did before. And Tone only knows like how to do 4 things, and Swerve was gone. Now he's going to come back and feud Darby. That's been one of his long-standing rivals. So Tone's going to go back to that. Do Darby Swerve. I could see like Swerve getting it off him, then defending against Osprey at All In, and then him win or something. Or MJF coming back. MJF could totally come back. I could see him just dipping out for a little bit though. And yeah. Definitely an odd fucking thing to do. It's just a hometown pop. Like once they leave Washington, then what? Do the attendances go down? Tone admitted it on Coach and Bro. He doesn't actually care. He just likes the core, like 600,000, 650,000 people that watch. So, oh man. And MJF did everything. He had everything done to him. Pause. And he went through all this hardcore shit and bled and fell through glass and all of this shit. And what did he do? He just loses to like 4 moves. We've seen him kick out of way more. Oh, well, he was caught by surprise. Okay, Darby weighs 90 pounds, guys. So I just don't understand what the move is. That's all I'll say. I don't get it. Okay? So, guys, we have some WWE news to get into. I mean, what more do you want me to say? It's cooked. It is fucking cooked. And my DMs are blowing up, so yeah, so I got DM from someone. Whatever we think about AEW or Tony books much better with MJF as champ because at least he centers the show around him. Tony is terrible with a babyface champ who clearly isn't the biggest star. And they had MJF beat Hangman in a no title shot ever stipulation to Kenny in Canada. Yeah, so fucking true. Oh, shout out fucking Meltzer said what? That's who DM'd me that. It's a great take. Yeah. He's going to just start looping. He doesn't know what he's doing. It's going to just fall into line with like Kevin Knight, like that sort of thing. Darby's not good at telling like long-term stories. He's just going to go like, think about it. Darby, Dave and them were calling him Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote and shit. Dave and them were fucking even making fun of Darby comically flipping a car against Gabe Kidd, and he just fought Gabe Kidd and shit, dude. Like, no one cares. He just teamed with Orange Cassidy and shit. Like, it's over for him. So, I don't know anymore, dude. I just don't know. If it gets to, like, Orange Cassidy wins this fucking belt, I'm out. I might just be out. But, yeah, it is what it is. That was AEW Dynamite, guys. Let's do some more WWE news. Ladies and germs, hit like. I'm just so like the energy was sucked out of my soul. It's like, all right, it's just because I thought I was like they're gonna go 30 minutes and Darby's gonna bleed and pull it out. No, they just gave him a squash hot shot book match. Okay, buds. It's crazy. So, ladies and gentlemen. So WWE had some announcements go down, one of which being that they have a South America live tour in 2026. They're going to Ecuador, Colombia, Argentina, and Chile. So they will be there in 2026. That rules. I'm sure that the boys in the back are fucking pumped for that because they are going to get a little bit of vacay action. WWE is charging $25,000 per person. I mean, they'll be working, but goddamn, it'll be so beautiful. WWE is charging $25,000 per person for ringside front row seats to both nights of WrestleMania 26 in Minneapolis through their on-location elite package. That's a $15,000 drop from last year when the same package cost $40,000. $100,000. And again, this is what happens. Some people might be like, oh, it's TKO, they're fucking it up. But it's just natural ebbs and flows. So they realize way ahead of time that they aren't going to pull the numbers they did. So the prices are being lowered in advance, but they're still charging up the fucking wazoo. And that will be Brock Lesnar's retirement. I mean, it's in Minneapolis. Brock Lesnar taking on Oba Femi. Oba's got to fucking win. Heyman then questions Lesnar. Gunther takes out Seth, his favor, right? Because Heyman's going to owe him just as much as Gunther, right? Like Gunther's there to take out Seth. That's like the story. So Heyman's favor to Gunther is going to be a match against Brock with his career on the line. And it's going to take place at SummerSlam. So spoiler alert, that's what's going to fucking happen, I believe. That's what your boy Phil thinks. And provided everybody stays healthy and whatnot. So we move along here, and Stephen A. Smith claims Nick Khan tried to bring him into a WWE storyline, which would just suck ass. And this is more of the TKO involvement stuff, obviously. And if that, I mean, read the room. They tried that in UFC, and Joe Rogan had to sun his ass, and it was a fucking embarrassment. And everybody fucking lolcowed. Or Stephen A. Smith lolcowed himself, and everybody fucking memed him out of the MMA community, essentially. He's better for WWE, for sure, but he's not, he's not the best. Let's just be honest. Also, WWE are selling one-of-a-kind pieces from the most iconic matches in WWE history. So not only are they doing weddings, folks, they'll do fucking funerals. There's an Undertaker casket auction. Okay, from WrestleMania 36, signed by Undertaker and AJ Styles. Okay, and you can bid on this at WWE World. You can get a fucking Undertaker casket to bury your grandmother, folks. Jesus Christ, TKO just going all fucking out. We're going to touch on WrestleMania some more. Speaking of it a little bit, though, in TKO Group has announced that Canelo versus Crawford and WrestleMania 41 generated a combined $626.1 million in economic impact for Las Vegas in 25. According to studies conducted by research firm Applied Analysis, WrestleMania 41 generated $322.2 million, the largest economic impact figure WWE has ever measured for one of its events. The two-night event drew 124,693 fans across both nights at Allegiant Stadium and set multiple company records. Canelo vs. Crawford generated $303.9 million on its own. The September 13, 2025 Super Middleweight Championship drew 70,482 fans, the largest boxing event attendance in Nevada history, and became the most watched, blah, 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 womp, 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 chomp, chomp, but chewy chomp. So, yeah, we'll see what 42 does. More on 42 in just a minute. So, in Raw and SmackDown ratings, we take a look at these, yeah. And SmackDown viewership last Friday was down from the prior week. However, the show still scored the second best 1849 of the year and was number one on cable for the night in the key demo. 1.412 million viewers, down 6%, but the key demo was up 16%. And this is why, like, Nielsen is just retarded. Like, it doesn't really matter. Does any of this matter? God damn it. It's just so wonky. Like, the key demo's up, or actually was down 16%, but was number one in cable for the night. So, like, what's going on? Is everybody watching? What dropped last night? Was Daredevil on? It hasn't even ranked. Daredevil hasn't even ranked. And it's so funny. We don't know the streaming numbers, but we know them for all the fucking superhero shows and shit. And AEW's nowhere to be found on any of these fucking lists. So, SmackDown averaged, okay. SmackDown was tied with Anderson Cooper, who gives a fuck, for the number one spot in the key demo. Like, okay, is the key demo really, like, are wrestling fans Anderson Cooper fans too, that age range? That's the, you know what I mean? Like, does that number even really matter? It's crazy. Year over year, SmackDown was down 9% and the key demo was down 20%. So that's kind of unfortunate. And then with Raw, the Netflix views for last Monday's episode were down. So heading into Mania, they're fucking down. Okay. Now, I had a great discussion today about like influencers, like WWE is creating influencers who can wrestle. That's what they're trying to fucking do. You know, strap in and get used to this shit. I broke it down with Evil Dose before on PWT podcast about how LFG changed their format and they're essentially trying to get like a viral reality star who can already wrestle. And then it's like the reverse Miz, right? And then you don't pay, you don't have to fucking, they won't go through the shit that Miz went through and whatnot, you know, and whatever. So again, like they're down going into WrestleMania. And is it because the jelly rolls and the McAfees and all of that shit? I don't fucking know. I have no clue. But they weren't on Raw, but I'm just saying, like, could that be a reason, or is it just like there's sports on and shit? Either way, the show scored 2.9 million views globally. Oh yeah, so there was tough competition from the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship game. The show scored 2.9 million views globally, down 3%. 5.5 million hours viewed even. Show ranked number 4 in the US on Netflix, 5 from the prior week, 6 globally. It's the same. Year over year was up 4%. Total hours viewed were down 4%. So like, what is Netflix doing to gauge their shit either? The overall's up, but the hours viewed is down. Is it because people are fast forwarding? Like, how the fuck does that even make any fucking sense? I don't know. Lex Luger, make some goddamn sense of this.
I don't know.
Me neither, bud. Me neither. So speaking of things that I do know, Liv Morgan, we fucking A-logged this music video on the member show. They fucking nuked me for it. The member show is up on Patreon. You guys can go watch it over there. Become a patron. Patreon.com/ProWrestleTimes. I drop tons of exclusive shit on there too. And we watched this video. We made fun of it. It was fucking hilarious. And yeah, this was produced by Def Rebel. Now, I posted this and it got 3.8K likes. Like, that's crazy. 162K views, 3.8K likes, 76 comments, 168 retweets. And yeah, man, this tweet blew up for me because I just said confirm via YouTube. Def Rebel did produce that song because they like flagged me. It's not a strike, but WWE's good enough to where they flag your shit and you just got to edit it out or whatever, you know, or it gets like blocked in like most of the world, but then some countries it's okay or whatever, especially with their music and stuff. So people pointed out, they were like, on Raw, they confirmed that Def Rebel produced it. Okay, but we were like A-logging it before they played it. Like, we watched it once on stream and then they played it on Raw and talked about it. So I didn't know that at the time, right? Like, I was just going based off of our A-logging of it on PWT member show, right? So we talked about Raw a little bit and this controversial music video and whatnot, and we had some pro wrestlers make some appearances on some shows and some cringe appearances. So we're going to get into all of that. And there's a ton of Bella's cringe and some other good appearances. I guess they're not all entirely cringe. However, a couple of them are. But CM Punk, he talked about his pipe bomb on last week's Raw. And he was on the All the Smoke podcast. So shout them out and let's take a look.
All-time promo last week. Pipe Bomb 2.0 on Raw. What prompted part 2?
Oh boy, what prompted it? It's kind of hard being me sometimes. I think being known as the microphone guy and the pipe bomb guy, I think my good is a lot of other people's great. So when I go out there and I'm just good, people look at it as less than. But everything can't be pipe bomb. Everything can't be that high octane 100% all out, because then if everything is, nothing is. If every movie you see is the greatest movie of all time, then none of them are, you know.
See,
what
when I said that same shit,
overall feeling from not just me or not just the boys, but hair and makeup, production, management, the crew.
See, I said that same shit about like Dave Meltzer rating every match 5 stars and shit. Like, if it's all that good, then none of it's that good, you know? So Punk just says that. I don't know. I don't really need to hear. He just talks about the pipe bomb, and of course they asked him about it. Rhea Ripley went sneaker shopping with Complex, and I put Rhea over huge for this because take a look. She spent $391.95. So it's like, that's what everyday people, and even that's a little pricey, $110 Adidas, but it's, you know, you might go out and buy yourself $100 pair of shoes like now and again. Very grounded. She didn't go there and spend $4,000 and shit. Like, and I'm not hating if you can afford to do that or that's what you do, but it makes you more relatable, you know, like it makes you feel like she's a woman of the people a little bit more, and you get behind her instead of her just bawling out of control and you're like, oh yeah, we have nothing in fucking common, right? Which, I mean, ball out of control, but her gimmick isn't Ric Flair. So The Miz pulled up to TMZ Live in the middle of their fucking taping, and he just crashed the show and started talking shit.
Whoa. Oh, I had that suit.
Right.
Do you? I had that. No, I swear
you just
to God.
forgot it today. You just got a lot bigger.
The Miz, everybody.
What's going on, man? How are you guys?
It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you guys.
What have you been up to?
It's good to be here. You know, just WrestleMania going to be April 18th and 19th at Legion Stadium. American Gladiators coming out.
I want to talk to you about this.
Yes. I mean, do we remember the old American
Yes.
Gladiators?
No. I got to tell you something. I got to tell you
guys.
something. Do you know who Mike O'Hearn is?
Yes, of course.
Mike O'Hearn works out of my gym. And he's worked out
of course he does.
Forever. And he was an OG gladiator.
Yeah. And now here you are. Did he teach you anything?
He did.
He teach you how to do
Go ahead.
or joust?
No, can I tell you? He shames me every time I see him.
He shames you for what?
Oh,
that's what everybody does. Harvey Levin. Fuck out of here. Remember when he was on the People's Court or whatever? So speaking of the People's Court, the court of public opinion is that the Bellas are fine as fuck. But also, and we're going to talk about the Bellas in just a second, because I think I have a little insight on WrestleMania here. And the Bellas pulled up to a couple spots and cringed everyone out. Well, everybody cheers for Nikki Bella here, but then Brie Bella kind of was wiling out, and she was definitely in Brie mode, wine drunk or something, wiling out, and it really cringed people out. So let's take a look here at the Bella Twins. So here's Nikki going off, like twerking or whatever. Hits the worm. They're fucking white girl wasted, dude. So there you go. She's going off. I mean, I ain't mad at that. The ladies were loving it. It sounded like, but then here's Brie Bella going like Brie mode. And it looks like she's squatting to like take a shit on this table. Someone just throws their napkin down on the bar and just walks away. Okay. So I don't know what the fuck she's doing. This lady just dropped her thing and was like, I'm outie. I don't know what. There's no sound to this one either, but Brie Bella is just like wiling out in Brie mode. I'm not going to lie. I cringe out like when girls climb on the bar and shit. You're like, what are you fucking doing? You idiot. Someone's going to fall. This ain't Coyote Ugly, bitch. Okay? Get out of my face with your stinky butt. Why is your bum in my nachos? I'm trying to eat wings. Right? P.U. stinky. Fan that thing out. Get that thing away from my margarita. What is going on? But speaking of the Bellas, right? And speaking of WrestleMania both nights. So as you guys can see here, we have the graphic. We're not going to go through it. I went through it tonight already with a guest I had on my pod. I also went through it with Husey, which if you guys haven't, check out that podcast. But, you know, there's 6 matches on WrestleMania night 2. There is 7 matches on WrestleMania night 1, right, guys? Now, I was thinking night 2, something crazy is going to happen. Io Sky not being on the card is a big deal to a lot of fans and even myself. I'm like, that's fucking cooked if she's not on the card, right? And so this happened earlier this week, I believe, or maybe just yesterday, the day before. Yeah, a couple days ago. Io Sky has deleted the tweet challenging Asuka to a match. And we talked about it on Memba Monday. Do you Memba? Only 99 cents. Io Sky was, she put out a tweet saying like that she challenges Asuka. And then we saw it play out a little bit more on Raw. Jade Cargill did the run out, all of that. The story with Kairi, Asuka, and Io still sort of going on. And Io Sky deleted this WrestleMania challenge. Okay. Now I have an allegedly for you guys, which I don't think is an allegedly. I'm pretty confident this is the case. Io tweeted this out because, and this isn't, I don't think this is a spoiler, but it's just why we haven't got confirmation of this match yet. And I think we'll know by SmackDown. And that's what I said on Member Monday. I was like, maybe they're just leaving it until SmackDown where like Jade gets involved again, the baddies, whatever the fuck, but how they make the match on SmackDown. Like they still could do it on SmackDown. There's still a night they could do it the night of. Tone adds matches to his pay-per-view the fucking night of. But basically the rumor is that fucking Nikki's not actually fully cleared, right? And I guess they were thinking of sliding the Kabukis into that 4-way tag match, and they're actually going to know on Friday if Nikki Bella's cleared or not. And if they slide the Kabukis into the 4-way women's tag, which I say you could just do a 3-way, but if they don't do that, then they will announce Asuka Io in a 1-on-1 for the next night. Now, I still maintain that they are going to do something to just blow everybody away at WrestleMania. I think they're going to try. I don't know if Cena's going to get a longer segment. You know, maybe Shane O'Mac returns to blow out his fucking knees with the Miz or something. But I think night 2, if that's not the case, let's say, because I'm not a fucking dirt sheet, I don't know, but let's say that that's all not accurate, then I think there's a gap there for a reason, obviously, besides what makes sense, which is that if they have to pull the Bellas, you know, then what the fuck happens there? And that's just, I think she's going under like a final look-see to whether or not she's actually fully cleared for that match. Who knows though? That's just rumors and innuendo, right? So I actually don't know. But speaking of WrestleMania and rumors and innuendo, it's rumors no more. Joe Jonas, what we all wanted to know. My wife texted me this. She's like, why? She's like, what the fuck? Why? But Joe Jonas, multi-platinum and Grammy nominated recording artist Joe Jonas will be performing the national anthem to kick off WrestleMania 2. And it's just to sing the national anthem. I mean, that rules. Hopefully he crushes it. I'm not mad. I'm never mad at who they get to sing the fucking national anthem. How fucking snowflake could you be? You know? But this WrestleMania, I mean, say what you will. And people are saying it's in danger of becoming the lowest attended 2-night Mania ever. And that could be the case. I mean, you look at the first ever one, it had 77,000, like 78,000, and then 79,000, 81,000, 82,000, 73,000, 73,000, 62,000, 64,000. We're just rounding high. Night 1 of this Mania, 41,000, and then 43,000 for night 2. Okay. And I just did a pod with fucking Husey. I was DMing with Husey. He just got back from Vegas from Hackamania. He was like, there's no energy towards WrestleMania right now. Like there's no fucking, like there's nobody out there with like wrestling shirts going crazy. But again, it's a little while out still. And then the gentleman I had on my pod today is in Vegas right now for WrestleMania, going to night 1 and night 2. And he was kind of saying it's fuck that they like announce Demon Finn. He's like, that should be for the paying customer. Like the people at home, they're still going to watch it. So like I bought a fucking ticket. I should be able to get like Demon Finn as like a pop. Like, I don't know why they're doing shit like that, but he's also very pro like what they're doing. And again, it's a Vegas problem. It's a Vegas problem, and Vegas is down. It's like 11 to 19% depending on in tourism overall, depending on what sources you look at, right? And they've been trying to bounce back a bit, and it's still 40,000 plus people both nights. They ran Allegiant twice in a row. They're never going to do this again, where they run. And then in Saudi Arabia, are they going to do over 40,000 both nights? I don't even know if they're going to do that there, right? But it'll still be a 2-night event. They're going to make money hand over fist. So, I don't know, but they're still going to set like records because of what they charged for this one too. They're going to set like gate records and shit. So for people thinking it's a flop, it's just really not. And creatively, like at what point I just will debate. I'll pull an AEW sicko and it's like, hey, creatively. And I've always argued like AEW's worse at business and creative than WWE, but creatively, at what point does it stop becoming about just the money? And at what point is it like, okay, jelly roll may be too much? Like McAfee, I've admitted it. He cuts tremendous fucking promos, and he's just there to get like the dude bros from football, the casuals to watch to get more ESPN coverage. I totally understand it. But like, and I'm going to watch anyways. So what fucking difference does it make? You know, that's why I say about like when Saudi gives them $100 billion, I don't really care. I'm going to watch it probably regardless, unless they fucking give Orange Cassidy or Darby Allin the title. I'm probably never going to stop watching this show. Right. So, you know, there's still that doom and gloom, whatever. It is what it is, man. But speaking of is what it is, man, Cody Rhodes, now they might be working the shoot here. And this is our last bit of news, but Cody Rhodes genuinely, I get a genuine vibe. And I listened to this whole Matt McCusker, Shane Gillis, Matt and Shane's secret podcast appearance with Lemaire. Shout out Lemaire, who was there as well. I listened to this whole pod. I didn't watch it. I actually listened to it, but it seemed fairly genuine the way he comes across in both of these interviews. It doesn't seem like we're trying to garner heat. He's flat out saying like, the whole industry agrees, and maybe he's trying to rally the people behind him. I don't know, but Rhodes is not biting his tongue. And Punk had similar criticisms. Okay, now I know that TKO and them are all good with working the shoot around Mania. We've seen it multiple times already. And I would say that McAfee, I mean, last year in comparison, I mean, this is, I don't know, you could argue the build this year is better than last year. Mania. You could argue that and I'd fucking hear it out. You know, not everything's been all bad. And who knows if Rhodes is working a shoot. It's all a work, Phil, at the end of the day. But let's hear what fucking Cody Rhodes has to say about Pat McAfee.
Oh, man. What do you do?
In a couple different instances.
Let's see how we could explain. Randy Orton, who I'm wrestling at WrestleMania, we have almost 2 decades of history between each other. He was my mentor. I had Cena, who I drove around. I had Randy, very different opinions, but also really helped shape me. We were on screen together as part of his group legacy. He had my dad's last match, my first match in the company against Randy. There was a lot of rich story material. And then we inserted Pat McAfee. And we are literally in that part right there.
Yeah.
So your question is everybody else's question.
True.
And
what the hell's this guy even doing here?
Like the troops all outside and there's that clown, right? I'm not saying he's like the clown in that regards. It's an interest.
And Shane is like legit friends with Pat McAfee and Rhodes kind of like, they talked about it before. Like Rhodes didn't just dive in and start burying McAfee. It took him a minute. He's like, I don't want to, he's like, I know you guys are friends and shit. And Shane's not really a gimmicky dude. Like he'll joke around, but he's not going to go out there and like Andrew Schultz it or whatever.
Fit. And we're going to see where it goes.
You're saying he's not a serious person.
No, I don't. I think he seems like you can't have that much success and be ground up like he is without being a serious person and having been to the Thunderdome. And
for sure,
what I would say is right now, what I've seen is everyone around Pat McAfee, his orbit, probably someone needs to say no every now and then. That seems like a dangerous group of people to, you need, like we were talking about Bob Holly earlier, man. You need that one guy in the room to be like, I don't know, man, jumping into the WrestleMania main event. Also, while I was getting my ass kicked in the ring the other night, looking up and he's wearing shades. Like he put the shades on to go out there. it's a different era of wrestling. It was like watching a guy at a bar do like a Stone Cold impression or like, and here's the thing. And I'm really trying to, I'm just going to stick with that. I don't know him, but this is my, I heard him again, getting my ass kicked. I heard him talk about the Attitude Era and I'm thinking, oh man, I don't think he knows. Almost 30 years ago. Almost. So love it. And it was the most prolific era in the business until the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So if you're part of the last 4 years, you kind of feel like, why are we talking about this? You know what I'm saying? We're playing in this game. Why are we talking about this? And no. I'll stick with the official though. I don't know him. Yeah.
So there you go. And then Rhodes had this to say on another show. Right. So he was with Sports Illustrated. And of course, it's not John fucking Alba because he only interviews Tony Khan now. And Rhodes just don't give a fuck. Like, listen to this. This isn't how you hype a match for Mania. I'm sorry. I think he really is kind of pissed. And the rumors are true, man. Like, he went into biz for himself, like pointing at Roman that one Mania and shit. And thank God he did. But like, and thank God he's doing this too. I'm going to be honest.
With McAfee being put in this situation, how do you deal with that as someone who's got to carry this and be part of it and deal with it?
I'll further that. This is the most ill-received thing in the history of wrestling. Gobbledygooker was one. Shockmaster was up there, but that was kind of funny. This is the entire fandom. Your fandom, my fandom, independent wrestling fans, casual fans, cinema fans, every single fan who ever said wrestling has received this with, huh? What? Okay. So worst received thing in the history of wrestling.
With McAfee.
I mean, there you go. He's like, it's the worst thing in the history of wrestling. I mean, dude, that's a shoot. Like, he ain't give a fuck, as Triplehausen says here. He don't give a fucking shit about that. And so here's Rhodes. They did this on ESPN. Shout out Pat McAfee, ESPN, and the Pat McAfee show. And here's Rhodes pulling up, broke into McAfee's set. This is obviously working. Like, he's not pulling up, trashing the place, but they're making people believe, damn it, and that's what they need to do.
And it was D-Bone's day. That rotates each time. He seemingly just let an asshole in here to ruin our set. Run the footage, Foxy. So this is from our security cameras. D-Bone down here, mopping the Thunderdome floor. D-Bone. Good mop. Here's something to his right, okay, is what he says. Pounding on the door is what he says. He goes, oh, this is weird. Let me go see what's going on out here. A couple moments later, he comes back. That would end up being Cody Rhodes. What? When you first see the footage, you'd have no idea that is Cody Rhodes. D-Bone just walked his ass in here, gets back to mopping. Cody walks right up onto the stage, okay? A full day of media in New York. Yep. And I would learn later that he posted on his story, I'm going to New York, then question mark, then Vegas. Well, we found out, takes my back.
Oh, what the? Jeez.
Bus a once-in-a-lifetime collectible.
Okay, come on. Okay.
Hits my mic, knocks the chair down, and then takes.
Did he steal his laptop? He stole his MacBook, dude. That is pure savagery, dude. He steals his fucking MacBook. He's like, dude, I paid a lot for that. Holy shit. So, again, obviously they're working there. Like, obviously, no shit. But, yeah, I think Rhodes' sentiments, and it's nothing personal against Pat McAfee. But, again, it's like people need to tell him no. Like, it's the same thing where they're like, oh, he's going to be the next, like, Sylvester Stallone type guy. Whether that's true or not, I just personally don't see that. I don't know. Unless he has insane acting chops or something that we don't see that everyone else is seeing. It's like, I really don't know. But again, like, is everyone who's going to WrestleMania going, whether regardless if Pat McAfee's on the show or not? Yeah, like the internet culture doesn't really, like, that's the vocal minority when it comes to WWE, you know, because WWE is, and they listen to everything. They listen to all the online shit, but WWE is.
And it was D-Bone's day.
Like, there's millions of people watching it, and it has the potential of, like, mainstreamness. and it is more mainstream, and it's all over ESPN. And yeah, people want to see, is Rhodes going to pop up, and McAfee's doing the damn thing. And I'm not entirely mad at it. It's not my favorite shit. But it is WrestleMania, guys. The next time we hang out, we'll do a Dave Meltzer tomorrow. Maybe, probably, most likely, because we got to do the sequel to Dave Does Dynamite, Dave Does SmackDown, Time Cop. But it is WrestleMania season, so feel it, guys. It's WrestleMania weekend. The Hall of fucking Fame is coming up. That was WWE. And that was PWT live show tonight, guys. It's a shorter one, but we're busy this week. Guys, the next time I see you, it's fucking WrestleMania, guys. WrestleMania Saturday, WrestleMania Sunday. I'll probably pop in and do it, Dave. It might be a shorter one too, but WrestleMania Saturday, WrestleMania Sunday. I'll be streaming both nights. It's going to be fucking lit. Round of applause to the PWT universe. 232 or so tuned in, even though I started late, and there was like well over 120 of those were on YouTube, I want to say. So shout out, you guys. Sorry for the fucking random just popping up. Stay on the lookout for PWT pods. Check out the Patreon. I've had a blast. I'm fucking amped for Mania. Say what you will, I don't care. All the talking's done. We just got SmackDown left, and it's fucking Mania season. So make sure you guys are here. Make sure you're primed. Make sure you're ready. Get fucking pumped up. Get amped up. Check out YouTube community, guys. I opened the community, okay? I got enough notifications. I opened YouTube community on both channels, and I appreciate you guys. Make sure you hype this video after the stream is done, and I leave you guys with some Triple Cup tone. I had a blast. Fucking AEW fucked up. Everyone's gonna. I already forgot about it. I'm more interested in talking about Rhodes shooting on fucking TKO and WWE. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you. Peace and love. I have been Phil S. Marks, and I will see you all.
Fucking Mark!
If not for DMW, then for surely for WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2. Peace and love, everybody.
Every booking is golden, you see. Perfect cards crafted for you and me. Yeah, the best guys, Tony Khan, it's true. Triple cup, best damn booker in the land. 3 red cups stacked up, always in command. Triple cup, living legend of the fight. Just a call away from making it right. Never see him back hard, no way. Got the whole roster locked in for the day. A Crimson Tower, modern art. Triple cup. Triple cup. Every booking is golden, you see. Perfect cards crafted for you and me. Yeah, the best guys, Tony Khan, it's true. Triple cup. Best damn booker in the land. 3 red cups stacked up, always in command. Triple cup. Living legend of the fight. Just a call away from making it right. Never see him back hard, no way.